Taz Devadass, one of Australia's first entrepreneurship facilitators from 2017 to 2020. She mentored over 750 people to empower them for a better future and is thrilled to see so many participants' businesses still thriving. She was awarded 2018 ABC Trailblazer Young Social Pioneer by 2018 Foundation for Young Australians and Emerging Leader Tasmania by 2019 Telstra Business Women's Awards. She lives and breathes futures. Taz is the ideas queen. She dreams audacious dreams and questions the status quo to achieve the best outcome. She runs a small social enterprise called Futures Isle. She loves community development through the sharing of ideas, transfer of skills and relationship-driven collaboration. Here is Taz Devadass.
How do you define confidence and what does it mean to you personally?
For me, I think I go with a non-traditional version of confidence. I think that when people ask me, what does it mean to be confident? I like to think about it as the fact of embracing what makes you uniquely odd. And I think that, we have this definition that it's all about being extroverted and being a good speaker and, putting on this facade. But I think actually the way that I really value confidence in myself and in other people is seeing people who truly understand who they are and are happy just to go out there and be that person and find their unique place in the world.
What strategies do you use to overcome self-doubt?
Self-doubt's a really interesting topic. And I think that the biggest thing you can do is you have to believe in something, right? For some people, they have this belief that they need to work hard in this world to care for their family or to care for their community. For some people, it's they follow God and they believe that they're here on earth for a purpose. For others, it'll be something that they're really passionate with, in their community or in their world or a hobby or something like that. And I think that for me, when I'm, doubting myself or doubting my abilities or my skills, I really need to look at, well, why am I here? And what am I working on this for? Like, what is the reason I'm doing this? And the moment I refocus on that, some of those fears start to go away, some of those doubts start to go away, because I know that if something is put in front of me and it's going to fulfill that purpose, it's not just on me. There's a reason why I'm doing this. And that's how I deal a lot with self-doubt. I think the other thing that's really important with that is having the right people around you. And it can be really hard to find your people. I know that people out there will resonate with that. But I cannot stress how important it is to work towards finding the people who will have your back, who will challenge you to be a better person and not just be yes people as well.
How do you handle situations where your confidence is challenged by others' opinions or judgments?
I like to think that I have a pretty tough skin. I have a really good group of people around me who, I guess they don't just let me, walk the status quo, and they hold me accountable. And so often I have a lot of opinionated people in my life, and I kind of love that. And the way I deal with that is try to listen to them and understand, where they're coming from, because usually there's truth in it. And once I've sort of thought about it, and I'm like, oh, actually, yeah, maybe, is this the right thing for me to be doing? And I have to then go back to whether it's going to challenge me in a good way, or whether actually it's best to hand it off to someone who's going to do it better than me, because I think that's also really humbling. And I think that I'm really lucky to have people in my life that I look up to and just think, oh, you're going to do this so much better. Let me hand that off to you and I can learn from you as well. And so, yeah, I'm very open to hearing about difference of opinion, having a good debate about it, and then working out what the best path forward is.
How do you balance humility with confidence in your interactions with others?
Oh, I think this is a really, really good question. And I think for me, one thing that I've learned over time is that I don't need to be the best at everything. And I think it's taken a long time to learn this, but when I was younger, I felt like I had to strive really hard. I had to be the hardest working, the funniest, the best speaker. But the big thing I've recognized in where I'm at in life at the moment as an elder millennial, not old, just like, youngish, is that it's okay to just find out what you're really good at and just do that. And if people ask you to do stuff that challenges you, just be really honest with it. And I feel like that's been a lot of the way that I've been in business, in life. Just happy to be like, I don't really know what I'm doing here, but I'm happy to learn. But then the things that I really enjoy and the things that I'm good at, also just recognizing that it's still a learning process. And so I think people really like to know that you're learning and you're happy to share the mistakes that you make. And I make mistakes all the time in business and in the work that we do. But I'd like to think that we learn from that, and I'm really, really happy to share those stories, which then people can relate to. And I think that a lot of humility is being relatable. So I'd like to think that I am fairly relatable in my journey.
Can you share instances where embracing vulnerability has strengthened your confidence?
I think I think vulnerability is really important, because I think that far too often we share this version of ourselves, and we share the successes, and we share the things that we're really good at, and we don't talk about how we got there, and how we had that beautiful moment where we were up on stage and did this cool thing, or when a business succeeds, or when you're going through like an awesome life thing. We don't talk about the rubbish times. And so I think for me, I'm a pretty straight shooter, and I'm drawn to other people like that as well, who will tell it like it is. And, the best moments I've had, in community and in business is when I've been hearing from a founder or hearing from someone who's really passionate about what they do, and they talk about how hard it's been, because that's kind of what I want to hear. I want people to be talking more about how tough it is to follow your dreams, and how tough it actually is to be confident about the things you're passionate about. So the opportunity to learn from each other and to be able to share is such a privilege, to share that vulnerability. And if someone gives that to you and shares that vulnerability with you, I just think the confidence grows from that space. It provides a really safe space for new things to bloom.
We love to end our podcast with 2 questions. The first question is,
if you could live your life over again, what is one thing that you would do differently?
I love my life. I've worked really hard to find great people and do work that I'm really passionate about. And this is a bit left of field, but I think it's actually really important in confidence, and it's something I'm trying to do now as a 30-something-year-old. But if I was to live my life again, the big thing I would look at is to never let my fitness drop. When we're younger and we play sport in school and we look after ourselves better, we have a bit more balance, and then we become, we go to uni, we go to TAFE, and all of a sudden everything's too busy and you stop exercising, you stop playing sport with your friends. And now, as I said, you're trying to get that back, and you're trying to get healthy, and you're trying to look after yourself. And I just feel like that I want the message to be to people that are younger than me: look after it while you're young, so that you're feeling way more equipped for the future. And if you're still 30 or 40 or 50, try now. I've just taken up futsal with a bunch of my friends, and it's been a very humbling thing. Lots of injuries, lots of huffing and puffing around a court. But I love it, and I love that it's bringing us so much joy, and that we could be working on our fitness now. So that's my message. Hold on to that fitness, and you're never too late to try and get it back as well.
what is one key message that you could give us today that our listeners could apply practically in their lives this week?
So my one message about something that you could apply practically is, so many of us are sitting in our spaces, maybe in a job that we don't love, maybe in a community that doesn't value us, and it's so hard for us to feel confident in those spaces. And so my big message to you is to know that even though it doesn't always feel like it, you have something unique that this world needs. You may have the next idea that changes the world. You may have love that you have to give someone that could change their lives. You may just be really funny. And I think that because we just, we get set in these patterns where we're like, everything's rubbish around me and I don't feel valued, we forget that it's really important to share those special things that make us great. And so my message to you is, I know this world is hard. I know life is hard. I know sometimes you can feel really alone. But try to find what it is that makes you special, the things that you love about yourself, and try not to give up on that, because somewhere out there is a community or a person or something that's going to really value you. And when you find that, that's where confidence is just going to grow and skyrocket, but you're also going to impact this world. And I can't wait to see what that is for you.